The beauty of Bob is that he lets you truly be yourself, and he trusts you to do your job.
He's very focused on people, and he makes you feel, when he talks with you, like you're the only person in the room.
He's got a big heart. You know, Bob believes in helping people, and he's got that soft spot in him.
His approach on pulling the best out of you is pretty phenomenal.
He's been a thought leader and has always shown credit unions more of what they can be and what they can do for their members.
He's really made an incredible difference.
I had lived in Wisconsin for years, knew a little bit about CUNA Mutual, but Jeff Post called me and said, hey, you've done a lot of great things in the insurance industry. I need you to step up and help me run CUNA Mutual. But the opportunity to work with Jeff was a great one and one I couldn't pass up. I came in to run the sales organization, and it was a tremendous opportunity. I believe the sales organization is the link between the company and our very important customers.
I can remember hearing all of these great things about Bob. You're going to love this guy, and we did. And I think that we have bought just about everything Bob ever tried to sell us.
In 2002, the very first time I met him, we were in Milwaukee. We sat down for dinner, and the first thing Bob did was ask me about my family. Wanted to know about my career, wanted to know what I liked about my job. And when I left there with the person I was with, I said, that's somebody that is completely different, because he's not a typical broker. He truly cared about what was important to me, not just how I could help him. And from that point forward, Bob and I built a very, very strong relationship.
So it was pretty exciting over the course of time to see him start his career at TruStage in sales, and then, of course, ascend to the president's role.
And one of the significant things he did when he first became CEO was he named inclusion as a value for the organization.
We want to create an environment where people feel welcome. We want to create an environment in the organization where you can bring your authentic self to work. The organization embraced inclusion, and then the next natural step was to build on that.
My video cast is going to be different today. Have we made a lot of progress on diversity, equity, and inclusion? You bet. Do we have to make more? Absolutely.
And it really began to shift the culture to help us think a little bit more about how we were more inclusive, not just for our employees, but how are we being more thoughtful about the communities where we lived, and how could we be more inclusive with our customers and partners.
Inclusivity was really, really big and important for them, but also innovation.
Bob is a very innovative person. That was one of the things that I admired most about him, is his ability to take risks, smart risks.
To set the industry up for future success by giving us access from a thought leadership perspective, by bringing us together with innovative and interesting fintechs to try things.
And we're going to start investing in small fintech startups. And I think a lot of us were like, what? What's a fintech? Bob did a great job of pursuing that, and is really helping credit unions in a special way, because these are the types of things credit unions can't do individually. He had a vision, and he said, hey, this is something that can make a difference out there, and it has.
He's pretty competitive, and everybody knows that.
One thing you never want to do with Bob Trunzo is talk about his Peloton or challenge Bob on a Peloton.
He called me, it was at night, and I answered, and he goes, they cheat on Peloton. He goes, I was number 2 on the leaderboard, and then I dropped to number 24. I go, but isn't it about getting healthier? But for Bob, it's all about competition.
People joked about how competitive I am, and really focusing on the competitive side. We focus very clearly on metrics. I mean, you have to be a metrics-driven organization to succeed. And those metrics revolve around not only growth, but the creation of value for credit unions and the creation of value for our members.
When I look at him taking over CUNA Mutual, back in 2014, he was poised for wholesale change. As Bob would say, change is messy. But he wasn't afraid to roll up his sleeves and enter the fray, because through all of the evolution and change that's occurred, the one thing that hasn't changed is that commitment to people and relationships and culture.
I was fortunate to direct and be a part of a lot of change at TruStage, and a lot of product change, a lot of initiatives. And there's some physical manifestation of that with this new building at the Lighthouse, and it symbolizes progress for the company moving forward.
We have positioned an organization that is very strong, an organization that is innovative, an organization that cares for its employees, for its partners, and for our customers. And so I think it's certainly a huge part of what Bob's legacy is what he was able to do his time as CEO.
But he always understood, which I'm so grateful for, that we need one connecting point. As many of our other partners do, you have this person for this and that person for that. Bob understood how critically important it was to have that one relationship. And I think that's been a true gift that Bob has brought to CUNY Mutual TruStage and to us in the industry.
I think Bob has been such an icon in the credit union industry. His shoes are going to be hard to fill. So I think just the values that he represents and has always espoused as a leader in the industry will be remembered and held in the hearts of all.
Bob Trunzo left TruStage better than when he got there, and I think that's a great mark for a great leader.
When you're a leader in the industry, you have to step up and make the tough calls to support the industry and to do the things that make our credit unions and make our members more successful.